looks like the MCU is finally on a winning streak after a bunch of like misses or duds or whatever. We
I
spoke.
mean, you would have to string up some movies for it to be a streak, isn't it?
No, well, no,
So
I'm
far, it's been a
saying
bunch of
no,
misses.
like as in like what it meant by that is like the spark or the ignition in fan um, enthusiasm is back for the
Yeah.
MCU because like it
Hmm.
hasn't been there for a while. it
Oh
it's
yeah,
been it's
I
been
think
it's been dormant for quite
yeah,
a bit, unfortunately. But
yeah. When I watched Marvels is the last movie from the MCU, correct?
I believe
If
so.
I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
yeah,
Yeah, that
and
theater was
then
empty.
yeah, oh yeah, it did not do well in the box office. And then for Disney Plus, it may have been Loki season two, which I
I
still
didn't
haven't
even
caught
watch
up
that.
on. And I
Hmm.
loved season one. I just
Hmm.
didn't catch up on season two or What If season two, which I'll
It speaks
begrudgingly
to how disinterested we've
watch.
been.
Yeah, but exactly, and that's exactly my point. Where it's just like, but now we're at a point where like the MCU is at a point where like fans are like eager for more. With the release of Deadpool and Wolverine and that being a box office hit, and a I guess a critical darling. It was last I checked, the 79% on Rotten Tomatoes for critics and a 96 for fans. So just to show you, like like it's there. It's finally heading somewhere new, somewhere good. Hopefully, only
Hmm.
time will tell. And for today, I wanted to talk to you about like news that they just announced in San Diego Comic Con. It wasn't that much, but I think that it's better this way because last time that they announced something big at San Diego Comic Con, they announced Avengers Kang Dynasty and yeah, well, that's gone. That
Yeah.
and a lot of things happened between now and the announcement of that. So I think the announcement for projects for like the next, I think what 3 years, I think is perfect.
Hmm.
It'll help us like streamline and pinpoint like all right, cool, what's coming up. So starting off with Captain America: Brave New World, they announced. So they showed a sneak peek into the movie. First of all, where are you? What's your enthusiasm level for Captain America: Brave New World?
Uh, Not great, to
Okay,
be honest with you. I mean, this is just me after, like I said, all the movies have been duds. So I probably will go watch it, but my enthusiasm isn't there. I'll just go watch it just to see if the spark, like I said, after Deadpool and Wolverine, but that was technically somewhat Fox and MCU, so I don't know.
mm-hmm.
It just the spark isn't there. Even when the trailer came out, I wasn't that eager to go watch it.
Okay,
To be honest with you, I was just like, oh yeah, it came out. I guess I'll catch it. And the only time I did watch it was because it was in a preview of our showing of Wolverine
gotcha.
and
Oh,
Deadpool
that's
and
right. You
Wolverine.
watched it for the first time
Yeah,
there.
so that was my first time ever seeing it, and I missed the Red Hulk even that time because
Yeah,
I
I
forgot
think
what
you're like
happened,
down
and
on
you
your phone.
yeah, and then I think I was adjusting my position in my chair, and I think you
Yeah,
even
yeah. I'm like,
leaned over
you
and said, "Did
missed
you
the Red
see?"
Hulk. God damn it.
And I was like, "What did I miss?" And you said the Red Hulk, and I still wasn't
You're like, huh?
enthusiastic about it. I was like, "Oh,
You're like,
okay."
you're like, there's a Red Hulk. But yeah, for me, I'm pretty excited for it. I loved Falcon and Winter Soldier, one of the earlier Disney Plus shows, and I think they started on top with the Disney Plus shows, and over time it just lost a little bit of its spark. Uh, and even then, like the Disney Plus shows haven't been like top tier for MCU content and like villains and stuff like that. I am worried about Captain America being whether it can continue um, what Deadpool and Wolverine brought for like enthusiasm and stuff like that. I
Mhm.
am very hopeful though. Um, hopefully, like they're riding the ship in the right direction and like actually have like a good story to tell. And I think we will because I think that Captain America and I'm sorry, Falcon and Winter Soldier set up a great storyline for Falcon, now the new Captain America. So I think it does have a good story to tell. But now I'm about to like sort of contradict myself right now because one of the announcements for Captain America: Brave New World was Giancarlo Esposito, who is starring in Captain America: Brave New World. They announced the role that he's playing, and he is playing Seth Volker, aka Sidewinder, the
I
leader of the Serpent
vote
Society, aka who?
exactly. Who is
Like who? I know
Alright.
that diehards will know right off the bat who he is. We don't, and um, I think it's not entirely necessary, but I think for a cinematic, especially for Falcon's Captain America, for his cinematic debut, it should be with a noteworthy villain. And although they have another villain, which I'll bring up right now, and who knows who if he's going to be the center villain or not, but the leader of the Serpent Society sounds like I'm sorry,
Kind
but
of like
something that the
GI Joe.
okay, sure. I was gonna go the other route where I'm like, it sounds like something the DC would,
Oh, okay. The
the DC
Serpent Society.
films would come up with. um, but yeah, only time will tell because I don't know if you know, but Giancarlo is, or how you feel about Esposito as an actor, but he is phenomenal. Did you watch Breaking Bad?
Yeah, yeah. Which character is he?
He was Gus.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like him.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So yeah, no, he's a great actor. He's very the way he presents himself, like in anything
Hmm.
that he is, he just like has you on your
He's
and tip of your
yeah,
yeah edge of your seat. So hopefully
yeah.
that will translate into the character that he's playing and
His
everything that
aura
was
is kind of like I have something important to say
yeah
type of
and
aura.
and it definitely just scary as hell. And just like he owns whatever scene he's in. So hopefully that will carry on into the film, and everything I just said about his character will like go out the window, and
Hmm.
it was the right call to bring Sidewinder over to the MCU. But as for the second villain, he was announced already. He was showed in the trailer, Red Hulk. But they showed I guess they showed them a sneak preview and of Harrison Ford's um, character becoming the Red Hulk, and he came up on screen and he just like roared and like the crowd went nuts, and it's
Hmm.
became meme worthy because he looked silly.
Hmm.
Here you have an old ass man just like hulking out, and it's just like,
Oh,
hey,
okay.
don't hurt yourself there. But yeah, so who knows where we're gonna go on that route? But yeah, I am like excited because they do have a. It looks like they do have a good story to tell with
Mm.
Falcon stepping up as a captain as the next Captain America, and funny enough, it's like fiction meeting reality because he is his film is facing what his character's facing in the movie, which is like, can he be the Captain America that Steve Rogers is? So can this movie be as good as the Steve Rogers movies are? So like they have that
Yeah.
parallel going on,
That's
and
kind
time
of
will tell.
unfair though.
Oh, for
A little
sure,
unfair, yeah.
for sure. No, it's more than a little unfair, but like
Hmm.
that's where we're at right now.
Hmm.
But at least he's been like introduced, and he is a fan favorite as Falcon. So he is
Hmm.
very lovable. Um, so he has that going for him.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's just going to be up to like people to separate um, Chris Evans's Captain America with Wilson's Captain America. But
Yeah. I
time will
mean,
tell.
when I first saw the trailer, it didn't seem like an MCU movie at first until I
Okay.
saw um Anthony Mackie.
Yeah, Mackie.
Yeah, until I saw him, I didn't realize it was for an MCU movie. So
Right.
there's that. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it's that
Well,
that's that that's
I think it's on par with Captain America. I think Winter Soldier, because like the Winter Soldier, I think it was that one where it was actually set up kind of like a mystery spy thriller with
Yeah.
MCU characters. So I think
Hmm.
it's on par with that. Like the fact that you didn't know it was a MCU
Hmm.
film, so it could be leaning more on like that tone, which
Hmm.
still like it's a good thing. Hopefully,
I dig it. I
yeah.
dig it.
All right, time will tell. But another thing, time will tell. It's Thunderbolts with a little asterisk on the title. So yeah, the cast showed up. Um,
Hmm.
that's they talked about the movie. They showed a sneak peek. This is one where I think I've mentioned before. Where I this is the one that I am not so sure about. I'm I'm hopeful because I want old school MCU to be back, and I think
Hmm.
I mentioned it earlier how maybe Thunderbolts will be this phase's Guardians of the Galaxy, where it's a mismatch of heroes come together for plot line, villain, blah blah blah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we've met a bunch of these characters already. Winter Soldier being one of them, and Florence Pugh's I forgot her character's name, but Black Widow's
Black Widow's
sister.
sister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have that. We have them. Yeah, exactly. So he's like,
We don't. It's so
yeah,
much we just know
exactly.
them as Black Widow's sister.
Yeah, yeah. Like, oh
Oh,
shit.
that dude that hangs out with Iron Man. That
Yeah.
dude.
Um. Yeah, but who knows? Hopefully, it's a fun film. This is the one I am worried about because like, did we need a Suicide Squad type movie? And
That
this is
I've kind of figured that that's what they were doing. Like it's kind of like the suicide of the MCU.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So this is
which is
the dark side of it. Yeah.
well, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I mean,
I'm sorry. What was that?
Florence Pugh. No, we'll see what happens. It's Florence Pugh. I liked her. She was pretty cool
Mm-hmm.
in Black Widow. I
Oh, for
liked
sure.
her.
No, yeah, she was great. She was good
I liked
in Hawkeye as
I
well.
definitely like the dad. The dad in I don't know his name either. It's just left my mind, but
He's
he was
red
he was great. I
something.
really liked his moments.
Yeah, he was a red something. Another highly anticipated film is Fantastic Four. Marvel's first family is finally joining the MCU,
That
and
one I'm excited for.
yeah, and so this past so for San Diego Comic Con, it finally got a title, which is
Hmm.
Fantastic Four First Steps. And it's pretty cool. So it takes place in an alternative universe, a futuristic 1960s.
Kind of like the Jetsons, if you will.
Yeah, exactly like the
Yeah.
Jetsons with the flying car and everything. They even had a flying car
Hmm.
come in into Comic Con, which is pretty cool. They started filming already. I think they started filming like the following week after Comic Con. So
Hmm.
the turnaround is pretty wild because I think this movie comes out next year. It's scheduled to come out next year, and they're barely gonna start shooting. For context,
Hmm.
Superman, James Gunn's Superman. I forgot. I think it's called First Son. I'm not sure what the title for James Gunn's Superman is, but that one finished shooting already, and they're scheduled to come out roughly around the same time next year.
Oh, okay.
And the fact that Fantastic Four is barely going to start shooting, it's pretty
Hmm.
wild. It's definitely going to have some crunch coming up.
I'm still excited. I mean, I think I saw some. Did they release a trailer for Fantastic Four?
No, they didn't. That was a fan
Oh,
made thing. Again, they just started filming. They just started
okay.
filming.
Because I don't know, it looked pretty good. So I was just like, oh, this is a pretty cool concept. I like it.
No, yeah, that's the power of AI.
Man, AI is scary, huh? Well, maybe that's why it's taking so quick because AI is gonna make it.
Oh God. Yeah, then we'll have like a floating head that looks terrible, like in Thor: Love and Thunder. I don't know if you remember that, the flying head of the sun or whatever. It was bad. It was bad.
Oh, that
So
was AI too?
no, it wasn't AI, but it was terrible CGI.
Oh, okay, okay. Well,
Yeah.
yeah. Maybe AI could do it better.